and then just say your name first, and then we'll go into yours.
Okay, thanks.
Are you ready?
Yes, we're rolling.
Good. So I'm Konrad Fisher. I came down to San Francisco to visit my cousin when the earthquake happened. I was living in Redding at the time. We went to the World Series baseball game, so when the earthquake happened I was in line waiting to go to the baseball game. So at the time we didn't know how severe the earthquake was, so we continued waiting in line and went in and sat down and waited for the game to start. Since there was no electricity for the announcers to say the game is over, the players came out to the field and took the bases, lifted them up, and walked off the field. So eventually everyone got the hint that the baseball game was canceled. On the way out it was a bit chaotic, so everyone was shuffling to find a bus, to get onto a bus. And it wasn't until I was on the bus on the way home, a police officer opened up a full 4 or 8 lane highway, whatever the highway is from Candlestick to the city. So we were the first to get on that road. We had the whole road to ourselves. Then I could see other passengers had small televisions. And at that point, that's when I realized how severe it was. And I saw pictures on the television of the bridge that had fallen down. As we got closer to the city, it was getting darker. And there were no lights. The city was black, except I could see fires reflecting off the side of the buildings as we were driving toward the city. So eventually we made it into the city, and it was a bit chaotic, but I was happy to see how much everyone was helping out to make sure that people didn't get run over, make sure that bad things didn't happen in the intersections because there were no lights and things like that. So we tried to call my family. I can't remember how, but every telephone line was busy, so I couldn't call my family, so they were obviously worried about me, so we made the best of the situation. And there was one bar that had a generator, so they had lights on, so I was only 13, but I had my first drink in a bar ever. Nobody seemed to care. Then it was a long night. We finally went home. I slept through the aftershock that was 5 point something. Stuff fell off the counter, but I was a bit exhausted from everything, so I slept through that. Next day I was able to call my family and flew home. I was in 8th grade, and it was exciting to go back to school and tell everyone my story. I was the only person on the plane on the way from San Francisco back to Redding.
So you would say you were more excited than scared, or were you also really scared?
I was not scared at any point until I saw the televisions and realized that people may have been hurt, people that my cousin knew may have been hurt, and yeah. So it was only when I realized how bad it was that I was scared. But being in the city afterward, I wasn't scared for my own safety. Okay.
Konrad, how do you spell your last name?
First name is with a K, last name is Fisher. Konrad Fisher, yeah.